set pieces. I mean, they can play a fundamental role in games like this, but you've also got to have a tangible target man, a tangible goal scorer up front, and that has sort of been the problem for Newcastle. I mean, the whole Alexander Isak derby has been spoken about enough. We'll probably get more thoughts from Michael after the game, but for now I just want to talk about the plain, simple reality, because without Alexander Isak, the simple reality is that Newcastle struggled up front. I mean, when you take a look at their last 5 results without Alexander Isak, I think the one exceptional thing is that there's been no wins in this last 5 fixtures, and they've only created an expected goal, an XG of 6.55 from 57 shots in those games, and that's an average of 0.1 per shot. And I mean, Michael, we were speaking before the show started as well. Newcastle have had 26 shots so far in the Premier League in the first 2 games, but just 2 goals. They really do look blunt up front without him.
Well, I think if anybody takes their talisman out of their team, they're going to struggle. And it's the same with Newcastle. 26 shots in your first 2 games, especially against Aston Villa and Liverpool, is a lot of shots on target and that sort of thing. But when you've got a so-called striker in Anthony Gordon, whose tendency is to play on the wing, a striker's instinct is totally different. You know where the ball's going to fall in the box. And there was 1 or 2 times when the ball was in the 6-yard box and Anthony Gordon was half a yard short. Yeah. I think if Isak was playing, it would have been a goal. I think if you look at some of the chances against Aston Villa, if he had Isak in the team, he would have scored a couple of goals. And you can see it in the graph you've just showed. 2 goals in the last 5 games when Isak hasn't played. It's not good enough.
Carlton, I mean, the good thing for Newcastle is, I suppose, the sigh of relief for them is the fact that they've now announced a new signing from the Bundesliga, Nick Woltemade, who's a striker, very highly rated. At one point, the primary target of Bayern Munich. They just couldn't agree a fee with Stuttgart. Newcastle have paid a substantial amount of money to bring him. Obviously, he doesn't feature today. But in his place, up front, you've got a young striker by the name of William Osula, who got a goal last time out against Liverpool. But this is a different bread and butter. This is a different fixture altogether. You've got a young boy playing at Ellen Road. How big of a deal is this?
Well, listen, the boy's talented, without a shadow of a doubt. It's a big game, but you'll be looking at it. The manager will be saying to him, well, listen, they've only got promoted from the Championship. So, you know, it's the same back 4, really, that got promoted out the Championship. Or the same 2 centre-backs that got promoted out the Championship. Isak there's no way back for Isak at the football club, and it's disappointing as a manager because, you know, before Isak came to Newcastle United, nobody had heard much about him, although he's a Swedish international. Nobody had heard much about him. For him to do what he's done it's wrong. It's wrong in football, and anybody who condones what he's done shouldn't be talking. If you're an ex-player, if you're an ex-manager, I've heard people talking about engineering a move for his career and this, that and the other. It's wrong. You're under contract at a football club, right? If you want to move, that's your right. Go and speak to the manager, go and speak to the chairman, do it the right way. Look at Isak. He was always going to move. Look at Gear now. He's going to move. He's not signing a new contract, but he's not refusing to play. Yeah. That is your job. And what it's done, it's had an effect on all the squad. It's had an effect on the manager because all the plans have been put in place. Yeah. So, you know, and now you've got a player that's coming into the Premier League that he's got to get up to speed. You don't know how he's going to react in the Premier League. Yeah, he comes with quality, but that's the problem. Whereas they know Isak was, you know, up to speed. Yeah. They know he's going to score goals for them. It's a shame, but it goes on in football, and it's wrong.
Woltemade, Michael, I mean, he will obviously need a bit of time to get adjusted to Eddie Howe's requirements, to the intensity of the Premier League. Osula has had more of a time to sort of get himself bedded into with the Newcastle setup. It almost feels like the next couple of weeks, beginning with today, is going to be pivotal for Osula. What do you think he brings differently to this Newcastle team?
Osula's the type of person that will run in behind, which some strikers like to drop in deep and that sort of thing and try and get on the ball and bring other players in. You look at his goal against Liverpool, he was on the back foot, he was on the edge, playing on the edge of the defenders, trying to get him behind, and he got ahead of the goalkeeper. I think the goal against Liverpool gives him a lot of confidence. He knows now that Anthony Gordon is out for 3 matches. Yeah. Obviously, they bring the new boy in, but it's down to Osula now. He's got the jersey now. He can make it his for the next 3 games, and the new boy that they've just signed for 60, 70 million can sit on the bench.
Yeah, and to be fair, we haven't even mentioned or talked about Jacob Ramsey. I mean, the sort of threat that he will provide